Welcome to Sleeping Dog Video. Today wanted to show off my DJI Osmo 7P gimbal. This is the gimbal DJI 7P. I'm hand holding, so if it's not as smooth as it should be, take that please into account. So because I want to show off the gimbal. Now this one, let me get in here. This is the joystick. This is the rotating dial that in the Mimo app for DJI. You can use the app if you want to. I like the Filmic Pro, so I'd rather use that app because I think the functions are great in Filmic Pro. Easy to use if you want a lot of, I use it mainly in manual mode, and then I monitor my audio. And I love that Filmic Pro does monitoring the audio. Not very many apps actually monitor the audio. I would use the Apple built-in app for video, but it doesn't monitor the audio. And I gave feedback to Apple, please include monitoring the audio, but they haven't wanted to do that yet. So this is, I may have to put you on pause and get back to you just so I can extend the tripod and show you. But right here is the tripod extension, not tripod, but the extension, the selfie extension pole. So this is all the 3-axis motors. This is the rotating dial that in the Mimo app, if you tap on it, it goes between zoom mode for the rotating dial and focus, in and out focus for the rotating dial. That if Filmic Pro would incorporate it into their app, that would be so sweet to be able to, more I would use it for focus, not so much for focusing, although if you want to do more of a cinematic filming, you could use the focus to do that, but I'm going to use it more for zooming in and out, and that would be awesome for me. Now there's a glitch that when I plugged in my Rogue Pro wireless Pro mic into my USB-C connector on the iPhone, then the button right here to start and stop doesn't work anymore. It tries to, so I'll put that as a bug report in Apple. What it tries to do is wants to adjust the volume. And it doesn't allow you to actually adjust the volume. It just, every time I press it, it pops up the volume controls. And I don't want it to, I want it to start and stop my recording, not do the volume controls. So that doesn't work if you're going to use an external mic system. So take that into account right now, unless Apple or something fixes that. I'm going to show you in a second, because this piece right there, and you can see that's the multifunction module. This piece right here, I'm going to show you as the magnetic mount. So let's see if I can take this off. So this has these little 4 pins on it, and this is spring-loaded to go like this on your phone. And then this also hooks for the multifunction mount. This shows you whether you have, if you use the DJI Mini microphone, it shows you whether it's powered on or not. And then you have a built-in light, and this is the camera for the multifunction face and body tracking of people. As I showed, whether you use the body function tracking, if you have people, yes, it's good, but I don't know if it's that necessary to spend the money. If you want to buy the 7 only, what I like is to be able to use the extension. Put you down for the difference between really the 7 and the 7P is this extension handle. So, and I really like the extension handle, especially if I can try to show you. This rotates. See how it rotates like this? And then if I put you something like this, you can hold it opposed to holding it like this, normal filming. And you can now hold it like this. And then this is kind of the selfie to where you can get a wide angle shot way out there or at normal hand holding, and then you can blog around. And that's really convenient and might be worth it to a lot of bloggers out there if they're watching this video, that will make you want to spend the extra money on getting the 7P opposed to the 7. Now, I think that's the only difference between the 7P and the 7. I think they all have, see, this is the handle, and this goes out. And now, if I pull it out, this is the tripod. And it's an okay tripod. It isn't as nice as the one I got with, I'll show you this one. This one is really nice, bulky. It's still plastic, but it's a hard, nice plastic feel to it. It feels almost like metal. And it feels even, you know how metal absorbs heat or cold? So you can really get a good feel. This does as well. This part right there is the little threads, the screw threads, and that's metal. But the rest of it feels plastic, but a hard, nice plastic. And when it's folded in the tripod, it won't work, as you can see. If I see as I pull this out, see, now it doesn't allow you to screw in. So you got to push the tripod here in, and then I can screw on. Okay, now I screwed this on, and as you can see, it is a nice, it adds maybe a little bit of weight, but then I have the option of holding it with 2 hands. So if my arm gets tired, I can hold it with 2 hands grip, as well as having a sturdier tripod when I want to set it down on a table and do a segment where I want the face tracking set up. Most of the time, I'm going to be hand holding when I'm filming at car events. So that's nice that you can use this type tripod. So if you don't have a gimbal and buy this one, I would recommend getting a separate, if you don't have one, tripod, mini tripod, so to work with it. You might like that. So other than that, and rotating it around, that's the only difference between the 7 and 7P. And if you don't think that you'll ever use the extension, then just get the 7 and save some money, and decide whether you want to use this multifunction module. You have to buy that separately for the 7. I think it comes with the this part, but the module you have to buy separately. So I would think about that, whether it's that important, the multifunction module. This is my Osmo 7P gimbal. This, I'm walking around using it at the moment. This is it's a little low. Let me bring it up. This is with the tracking module. The 7P, between the 7 and 7P, is pretty much, it's the integrated extension of the selfie stick extension, which I find really nice and I'll use probably a lot. Right now I'm using it without the selfie stick extended. So you can see also, see left and right, it's pretty steady. See how my face remains in the center. It's when you go up and down like this, it takes a second to, it's a little, I don't want to say wobbly, but it's a little, there's a term for it, that floaty, that it floats and has to catch. So it's not as precise as the left and right. See how that stays really smooth. This, if I go up and down, it'll track back to me, but if I go too fast like I'm doing there, it kind of got a little wonky because I was panning too fast. In this mode, see, I can pan left and right really fast. There's different modes on here, so I'm going to have to learn. One, I've read about the different modes and watched videos, but I still have to do it enough that I remember what the different modes do. I read the different modes, and even on my, which I did a review of my Aochaun, which is the way I'm going to pronounce it. It's A-O-C-H, I think it's A-U-N. Okay, coming in, this is the Aochaun gimbal, and I'll just, for argument's sake, I'll just pronounce it that way. And this is the case. And now, this 7P for the price, I paid a total of about $208. That's with taxes and everything. And I bought a little magnetic mount, which I'll talk about in a minute. So that added another $20. So it was probably about $180 or so. This Aochaun you can get on sale for maybe $130. It'll be a little bit of a deviation from the just a review, first time review of the this gimbal about the warranty, and because that explains why I decided to get this gimbal. My DJI Osmo 7P gimbal, and the Aochaun. So since what you're seeing here, the joystick went out, so I put in a request. First, I emailed, the only email I could find on the website was marketing, I found out, for Aochaun, and I, in fairness to Aochaun, the company marketing got back to me. And then they asked me where did I buy it, for which distributor was selling the unit, because I guess they make them, and then like a lot of Chinese companies, and then many manufacturers put their name or brand. They told me that, and then I sent them a short video on what was wrong with the gimbal and everything. So they went back and forth on me. Then they ended up finally giving me another email address to, I think, oculin-tech.com or something like that, to email them on getting warranty information. And I emailed that department twice already and never heard back from them on whether I would get warranty replacement or repair on this one due to the joystick part of the gimbal. What I decided was either I was going to buy another Oculin because I like the basic unit gimbal off Amazon, or I was going to try a different one like DJI. I told the marketing department that if this is the way you're going to deal with customers in warranty replacement, then I'm going to go with someone like the DJI or another company with maybe a little better reputation on doing better for their customers in the warranty. On here, so it seems like I didn't buy the warranty through it. As for the warranty, I got the warranty through Amazon this time for the DJI 7P, because in doing research through Google Gemini AI, it came back to me and said that there were different user opinions. Some had great warranty replacement, and others said they were denied warranty replacement for their gimbals through DJI. So in that respect, I decided then to, let me move this up a little bit more. I decided to go with the Amazon 2-year warranty for about $13 or $16. I decided not to spend the $23 for the 3-year warranty. I thought 2 years was probably good enough. By that time, I might want to get a new gimbal that's on the market if something goes wrong. Now, hopefully, this will work for a good 2 years and have no problems. So we'll see how that goes. The warranty in the past, I've not wanted to get because the product was maybe a little cheap, and I thought it wasn't worth the warranty, or I never knew once I get the warranty and then I can never find the warranty information to when I need to use it. So that's another reason. But this time I decided to go with the warranty. So that's something to think about. Anyway, the Oculin, I like that. It's a little bit bigger. I like it because the Oculin over the 7P is that if I turn this around, this is, as you can see, I don't know if you can see this part. This has the ring focusing and only works in the Oculin. This right here, if you can see, is called, I didn't realize that a hot shoe and a cold shoe were two different type mounts. A hot shoe is a similar mount for, like lights and tripod stuff in camera, they call it in the camera world. That is if you have power to it. For like powering probably external, which I have one, which I never use, but powering external lights from it. This is considered a cold shoe mount, Rode Wireless Pro microphone system, which I really like also. And this clip will clip right into the cold shoe mount. Now, I like that because then I have somewhere to put it. Right now, I'm extending the included built-in tripod legs for the Osmo 7P. So I'm just extending the legs enough, clip on my receiver unit. And that it works okay. I don't know if that's the best place. I might, in my 3D printing business and journey, that I might design something and decide where I want to mount it, so I can have a bracket and then a cold shoe mount more up toward the top of the head of the gimbal, so I can mount my wireless receiver unit. So that's the only drawback to this unit. This unit, meaning the 7P. The 7P also has a little rotating dial. So I'm showing actually the Aochaun gimbal. And all the parts of the gimbal, the motors and everything seem to work. What doesn't work is the joystick functions. So you really need the up, down, left, right joystick. Now, if anybody knows how to take the case apart in like two halves, I didn't see any screws on it. So if anybody knows how to do that, maybe I can open it up and adjust. If there's a short in the wires or something, I can get this gimbal working again. This one has a separate, as you can see, the 1/4 threads. This one has a separate, this is the heavy duty plastic, and then this piece is metal, the threads on it, and it goes in the bottom. And I really like this. It's a pretty sturdy but compact tripod. So thick plastic on it. So I like that. The one included is probably okay. That's built into the 7P. It's probably okay for setting up in a pinch if you don't want to carry this around. But what I can do is I can put this on the bottom. If I push in the legs, I can put this. It has a 1/4 thread on the 7P that I can screw this into, but you have to push in the legs. So the legs fold up into the base of the handle. And then you can thread this in for your tripod legs. So I'm going to probably do that once I figure out how to mount my receiver. I'll take the module off. Now this is the module unit. It has a light in it, if I can figure out and learn how to turn it on. Then there's the actual camera. And I can't remember if it said you could take pictures from this camera or when you're in camera mode, because on this gimbal you can, with the Osmo Mimo app, if you ever want to use that. I use Filmic Pro, and that's what I'm filming with right now. Filmic Pro does link to the DJI gimbal. Now it doesn't do all the functions of the 7P. It does whatever functions in like the 6P or previous DJI gimbals. It'll do those functions. So, but the little rotating dial that is for zooming in and out, or if you tap on it, it'll switch to focusing in and out mode. And it's really nice to have that. I really like it on this unit, except for that neither one works in Filmic Pro so that I can use it. So it's pretty much useless because I can't use it in Filmic Pro. I would love to be able to slowly zoom in and out using the rotating dial on the side. Now this unit plugs in with these pins right here, plug into the bottom. So you want to put it where the, it's a spring-loaded handle unit that I'm using now to put in my, and this is working, as you can see. It's working quite well with my iPhone 16 Pro Max. If you wondered if the bigger Pro Max phone will work with this gimbal. So far, it looks like it's doing quite well, but you really have to work with it when you first set it up to balance it. So if you're not balancing it really well, and learn what it's meant by balancing before you turn it on. So you got to go through that, and it took me like 3 to 5 minutes just to get the balance just right, so I don't tax, because you don't want to tax the motors and then eventually maybe have a problem and burn them out. So right now, I think that's all I want to say about the gimbal, opposed to showing you in another segment. I'm going to go to another mode. There's supposed to be up to 5 modes. There's the PV, the FV or PV mode, which is supposed to simulate flying around, like if you're flying a quadcopter. So when you tilt it, see how I'm tilting it, but it's keeping the pan level, except for right there, where I went too far. But when I go to here and I go to here, it's keeping it the level, pretty much level lines. And that's what I like mostly. So I don't really use the FV, which is in aerial mode. So I do that. Now you can plug this in facing me. So if I want to blog like I'm doing this around, let me get back to me. Now I'm filming me. I have to turn off, I have to stop recording before I can switch lenses on the iPhone from the Filmic Pro. So that's the only disadvantage with Filmic Pro. I like the functions in Filmic Pro because you can go all manual, but you can pretty much do automatic mode, and it films in Dolby Vision, which is, if you don't know, Dolby Vision is the highest film quality you can get, and I have a Dolby Vision TV. So if you ever are in the market for a new TV and don't have Dolby Vision, look for one that does Dolby Vision 4K. And I have the LED version. There might be an OLED version of the but make sure it does Dolby Vision. Okay, now as you can see, swinging back and forth, see how it's tracking really well. I'm going super fast. You don't want to go any faster than that. But up and down, as you can see, it does okay, but you can see it goes way up and down, swings a lot up and down. So this is really meant for tracking side to side. It's not meant, the module, for tracking a person up and down, as you can see. So I am going to put you on pause, and then I will show you, put you on pause, and then I will show you how it tracks without the module. First, this is tracking without the module, which it does okay. It just swings a little more. Now, what I can do is, let me put you on pause again, because every time I want to switch lenses, I have to put you on pause. I'm using Filmic Pro. Now I'm showing this view. I'm going to swing really fast and show you it does follow, but it does swing a lot more, the camera. So that's one thing. Now, if I swing, you see how it's, if I go a little slower and pan, it'll stay without swinging so much. And I see how it's following me around. So that's if I do nothing. And I'm in the mode that shows 2 circles in the little icon. So a left-right circle and a 360-degree up and down circle. So I forget what mode that is. And maybe that's a 360-degree mode. So then when I pan, now watch this. If I press the trigger button and hold it down, you see how now it's tracking. This without the multifunction module. See how it's tracking the fireplace pretty darn well as I swing. If I go far enough, sure, it's going to either wonk out or lose tracking like it did there, because it just can only swing so far. But that's an easy way, which I'd like. It's a little bit a similar functionality. Now if I double tap on the trigger, it'll recenter itself. So let's go recenter itself. Now I may have to go up because I don't want it to go up to the roof, ceiling. So now I have to use the controls. And I find that this gimbal doesn't rotate as far, I think, as my Aochaun did. So when I try to go, I want it to pan down, and it doesn't want to pan down any more than this. Like I want it to pan down at the floor, but I'm going to have to just rotate my arm down. I can't get it to, this is as far as it'll pan down by using my joystick. So then I'm going to have to pan down physically with my hand, arm to do it. So that's a little bit different. The joystick would allow it to pan down further just by using the joystick and motor controls. So that's a little bit different I have to get used to. And how far I can use the joystick to pan and how much I have to pan. Now this I'm showing you, it's wonking out a little bit because I was showing you how I am panning. Now it's too far down and I have to pan back up. And then I want to pan over this way. Okay, now I am swinging. I'm more, see how it just, now it's all wonky. See how it went all wonky again. Now, that isn't somebody in review of the Aochaun said, well, they didn't like it because it goes wonky. Well, this one does, as you can see, the exact same thing. It's just when you try to pan in certain directions it doesn't like, or now it's panning at the ceiling, and I'm trying to figure out how, when I'm having it straight up and down in my hand, how to get it not to pan the ceiling. So now which way I'm going to try to pan down, and then it'll probably get wonky again and want to wonk out on me. And then I want to get it to where now I have my hand horizontal instead of vertical, and now it's panning and great, but I have my hand horizontal to it. So I have to learn. You see, now I have my hand vertical, and usually you're walking around having your hand vertical mode, where the tripod handle is vertical, and you're walking around filming. Now it's set up so I can walk around, and I have my hand holding it horizontal, which makes it great for if you want to, let me change the lenses again. If you want to walk around and blog yourself, I got to go up a little bit. Let's see if I can go up a little bit so you can see me. Now I don't have the multifunction module tracking, so you see how I'm getting out of the frame a little bit. but because it's horizontal instead of vertical, it's easier for me to walk around and blog. So I do like that function, opposed to actually now if I want, I can reposition the tripod head. Tripod head tilts a certain amount of degrees up and down. Now I have it in the vertical direction and I'm blogging. And I have to see when I want to tilt it and when I want to have it in the vertical and non-tilt. So let's go back. Okay, now I'm back to the back camera and I'm showing you how, if I can go down. Okay, and then I'm walking around like this and I'm panning. I'll do a fast pan to show you the swing. It swings a little bit, no more than about 5 or 10 degrees probably, which isn't too bad. It's still pretty smooth, and normally you don't want to pan that quickly. You want to pan like this. You want to pan nice and slowly. So in that respect, it's holding nice and steady. Now watch as I want to lock onto something. Lock onto this chandelier. Now, as I'm panning around. You see how it's locking on to the chandelier. Now it's not locking on chandelier. Now it's locking on to whatever that is. And now what I want to do is, now I got it to where I can't see anymore. So now I'm going to push it around to where I can see the screen again. So you can use, when you're walking around, that in different ways. Like you can go around, lock onto something, pan, then pan around, then lock onto something and pan the other way. If it's going into the, quote, wonky position, you can just hold it and then walk a different direction and it'll level it back out. If you get used to it, it'll level it back out and get you unwonkied, if you want to call that a term. That's my term, unwonkied. So it won't be in the wonky position to where you know it's just going to screw up the motors. So now if I do that, I can do that. I can do this, and I can go up, and then I can pan, and you see how it stays up even though I went down. It'll do that in a ways, and then if I double tap, it'll go back to center. And then it'll do that 4 ways, and then when it gets too far from like the ceiling I was panning, then it will just not be able to pan anymore, and that's understandable. I usually like to pan in the 0.5 millimeter focal length on the iPhones because I find it allows one to use their eyes when you're watching any of my videos, and you can see what you want to see, opposed to making you see what I want you to see by having too close in. Plus, having too close in while filming, I find that if the video person pans too much, then it's like, wait, you're going too fast. I want to slow down and view what you're filming, or film that was out of view. When I do it does get a different perspective when I walk around, though. So that there is that to the filming and the cameras. So I wanted to show that. That's the main thing. I'll come back and show you what the gimbal, a segment on what the gimbal looks like. This is all using Filmic Pro. Now, Filmic Pro does connect to this DJI gimbal, so it'll use most of the functions built into the gimbal. But it doesn't right now. I'll have to email Filmic Pro and see if they can incorporate, because I'd love if I was able to use the rotating wheel and be able to slow zoom in and out on the with the rotating wheel in Filmic Pro. But I like Filmic Pro because it allows me to use manual functions if I want, and also record in Dolby Vision, which is the best format possible. 4K, I think 60, it might be 30 frames per second, Dolby Vision. So that is just excellent. And then I can view it on my, and that's really nice. So I will, basically, that's all I want to say now about the gimbal. As there's like 4 or 5 different modes. You can go in panning modes, and I just have to try out the different modes to figure out exactly best how to use each one. Not how to use each one, I'm good with that, but how each one would make my filming better or worse for filming. Right now, I'm not sure that I really know what the differences are and think they're just what's one better than the other filming mode. So that's all for this review, except for the segment I'm going to go and film right now for the tail end. But I'll do the closing segment right now. Watch for another video supposed to be coming tomorrow. I got the magnetic mount for the DJI gimbal that will make it quicker to take, if you have a phone like the iPhone 12 through iPhone 16, has the magnetic back on it. And if you have one of those phones, you can use a ring mount on like an Android phone also, and then that will allow you to get your phone on and off the gimbal a lot quicker. So I'm going to review that when it comes. So watch for that upcoming video. Okay, so this is John for Sleeping Dog Video.